Imagine meeting two friends, both begin adulthood with similar dreams, similar salaries, similar opportunities. Neither wins the lottery. Neither starts the next billion-dollar company. Neither becomes famous. Yet 40 years later, one quietly reaches financial independence. The other is still worrying about money. What happened? Did one discover a secret investment? A perfect stock? An impossible shortcut? No. The difference was surprisingly ordinary. Small decisions, repeated again and again, because wealth is rarely built in a single spectacular moment. More often, it's built through quiet consistency. We live in a world that celebrates overnight success. The entrepreneur who suddenly becomes wealthy, the investor who picks the perfect company, the viral story that changes someone's life. But those stories are memorable because they're unusual. Most wealth is built differently, quietly, patiently, often without anyone noticing. Month after month, year after year, ordinary investors making ordinary decisions that become extraordinary through time. Meet Emma. Emma isn't a financial expert. She doesn't spend hours studying markets. She doesn't chase every investment trend. She simply decides to invest a modest amount every month. Sometimes the market rises. Sometimes it falls. Sometimes the headlines sound optimistic. Sometimes they predict disaster. Emma keeps going, not because she knows what tomorrow will bring, but because she knows why she started. Many people believe wealth comes from making one perfect decision, but often the greater challenge is making many good decisions consistently. One investment may seem small. 1 month may feel insignificant. 1 year may not appear life-changing, yet consistency allows time to begin doing something remarkable. Small contributions can accumulate. Growth can build upon growth, and over long periods, patient habits may produce results that surprise even the person who practiced them, not because of luck, but because consistency has a quiet power that only becomes obvious with time. The world often celebrates speed, but wealth often rewards consistency. Not every day will feel important. Not every month will seem successful. Yet over years, small decisions can begin telling an entirely different story. And that's where our journey continues. Imagine climbing a mountain, not in one leap, but one step at a time. Each individual step feels almost insignificant. You don't notice the elevation changing. You don't feel dramatically different. Yet after thousands of steps, you look back and realize you've reached a place that once seemed impossible. Building wealth often works the same way. One monthly contribution rarely changes your life. 1 year may not feel extraordinary, but consistency allows progress to accumulate, not through excitement, but through repetition. Emma made one simple decision. She scheduled an automatic investment every month. Then something remarkable happened. She stopped asking herself whether she felt like investing. Her habit no longer depended on motivation, because motivation comes and goes. Habits remain. Automation doesn't eliminate uncertainty, but it can reduce the number of emotional decisions we have to make. Sometimes the smartest financial decision is removing the temptation to delay it. Emma noticed something interesting. Some months, her investments purchased fewer shares because prices were higher. Other months, the same contribution purchased more shares because prices were lower. She couldn't predict where prices would go next, and she didn't try. Instead, she focused on remaining consistent. over long periods. Investors who contribute regularly may experience different purchase prices over time, a concept often associated with systematic investing. Consistency didn't remove market uncertainty. It gave Emma a process that didn't rely on predicting tomorrow. Imagine rolling a small snowball down a snowy hill. At first, it barely grows. Then, with each rotation, it gathers more snow. Over time, its growth becomes easier to notice. Long-term investing can involve a similar idea. When investments earn returns, future growth may build on earlier growth. The exact outcome depends on many factors, including market performance, fees, taxes, and the length of time invested, but the principle illustrates why time can be so valuable. This is why consistency and patience often work together. Time doesn't guarantee success, but without time, compounding has little opportunity to unfold. The world often searches for extraordinary opportunities, yet history suggests that extraordinary outcomes can sometimes begin with remarkably ordinary habits, not because consistency is exciting, but because it keeps working long after excitement fades. And perhaps that's where real wealth quietly begins. Every day, the world offers us a new shortcut, a new prediction, a new can't-miss opportunity. One week, it's artificial intelligence. The next, it's cryptocurrency. Then, real estate. Then, something else. The headlines change. The excitement changes. The conversations change. But many long-term investors quietly discover something surprising. The greatest threat isn't always choosing the wrong investment. Sometimes, it's constantly changing direction, like a traveler who never stays on one road long enough to reach the destination. Consistency doesn't mean ignoring new information. It means knowing the difference between thoughtful adjustments and chasing every new trend. Think about brushing your teeth. You probably don't celebrate it. You don't post about it. You simply do it because habits become part of who we are. Financial habits can work the same way. Saving regularly, reviewing your plan, living within your means, investing consistently. Individually, these actions may seem ordinary. Together, they can shape an extraordinary future, not because any one action changes everything, but because they keep showing up long after motivation fades. Life rarely follows a straight line. Unexpected expenses, career changes, growing families, medical bills, moments of uncertainty. Consistency doesn't require perfection. Sometimes it means adjusting your plan without abandoning it. There may be seasons when you invest less or pause while rebuilding your financial foundation. Progress isn't always measured by speed. Sometimes it's measured by returning when you're able, because consistency isn't about never stumbling. It's about continuing the journey. It's easy to believe that investing is only about money, but look closer. Behind every investment goal is a human story, a parent hoping to fund a child's education, a couple planning retirement, a young entrepreneur dreaming of financial freedom, a family seeking greater security. Money is rarely the final destination. It's often a tool helping people pursue the life they value most. Consistency isn't only about growing wealth. It's about building choices, building resilience, building peace of mind. Perhaps wealth has never been only about numbers. Perhaps it's about creating a life with greater freedom, greater resilience, and greater opportunity to care for the people who matter most. And if that's true, then consistency isn't simply a financial habit. It becomes a way of living. Imagine walking through a beautiful garden, towering trees, blooming flowers, Peaceful paths. It didn't become beautiful overnight. Someone planted seeds long before anyone admired the view. Someone watered when nothing seemed to change. Someone returned day after day, season after season, long before there was visible growth. Building wealth can feel similar. Most of the work happens quietly. No applause, no headlines, no viral moment. Just ordinary people making another thoughtful decision today for a future they may not fully see yet. Imagine reading your own story 40 years from now. It probably won't begin with one extraordinary day. It may begin with countless ordinary ones. The month you chose to save, the year you stayed consistent despite uncertainty, the season you adjusted your plan instead of abandoning it, the habit you repeated long after it stopped feeling exciting. Our lives are rarely shaped by one dramatic decision. More often, they're shaped by small choices made faithfully over time. Perhaps wealth isn't measured only by numbers. Perhaps it's measured by options, the freedom to choose work you find meaningful, the ability to weather unexpected storms, the opportunity to help others when they need it most, the peace of knowing you've prepared as thoughtfully as you could. Money cannot buy every good thing, but thoughtful planning can create greater flexibility when life changes, and sometimes that flexibility becomes one of life's greatest treasures. The world often celebrates the loudest success stories, but history is also shaped by quiet people, people who kept learning, kept saving, kept investing, kept adapting, kept showing up, not because every day felt extraordinary, but because they understood that extraordinary outcomes are often built through ordinary actions, repeated with patience. So perhaps the question isn't whether you'll discover the perfect investment. Perhaps the better question is this: can you remain faithful to a thoughtful plan long enough to let time do its work? Because consistency may never make headlines, but over a lifetime, it has the power to write remarkable stories. The greatest investors are not always the ones who predict the future. Often, they're the ones who prepare for it patiently, consistently, and thoughtfully. I'm Lily, and this is Lily Invests, where money is explained beautifully so wisdom can compound for a lifetime. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and remember, sometimes the smallest step, repeated faithfully, becomes the longest journey toward financial freedom.